What's that big book on the desk?
Looks like something Fifi's been writing.
Is it a clue?
I hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiology experiments.
What's that big book on
Looks
the desk?
like something Fifi's
Is it a clue?
I hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiology.
Nice room.
It's a mess, but yeah. I don't know what that drink is, but I bet it's 99%.
I'd read you the... But there's nothing...
That's even worse.
It's a magnifying glass.
How come you don't have...
Why? Because should I start smoking a pipe too?
You couldn't pull off a pipe.
A new sus. Don't think you can get out being questioned. Just...
I'm innocent, I promise.
Save it for the judge. Amused. Sus, don't think you can get
I'm
out.
innocent.
Save it for the judge. Fifi's got something pinned up
What
here.
is all this?
Arrows connecting all the different suspects.
They're not labeled, though.
Yeah, they're completely meaningless. Did you notice who isn't on?
Freya?
Mm-hmm. And...
Boxes of stuff.
Stuff...
You gonna rummage through the trash?
No.
I give it 5 minutes before you're in there.
Stuff...
You gonna rummage through the trash?
No.
I give it 5 minutes before you're in there.
Crystal chandeliers.
I don't know. Plus, they're kind of dusty.
What's that big book?
Looks like something Fifi's
Is it a
been...
clue?
I hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiology experiments.
What's that big book?
Looks like something Fifi's been
Is it
writing.
a clue?
I hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiology.
What's that big book on the
Looks
desk?
like
Is it
something...
a clue?
It's just a bunch of notes about her...
A pretty ornate window.
We're supposed to be looking for clues, not...
And over here, a simple trick, but it really transforms the space. A pillow with a paw print pattern.
It's a cushion.
Yeah, but that doesn't alliterate. It's Freya's bed. A little bit messy.
It's a perfectly healthy amount of messy.
It's a little glass box.
I think it's a vivarium.
Come again?
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
Not the kind of...
It's cool. Looks like old mining. That painting.
Why would you want it looming
Maybe Freya enjoyed the atmosphere.
over the atmosphere of...
Hang on. There's a smaller version down by the floor.
It's a photograph. It's a...
I think it looks more like
Fine,
a whale.
it's a
Could
whale.
also be a shark. Freya's bear.
Looks pretty
He's
depressed.
had a rough couple of days.
Do you think...
I don't know.
No windows either. That's
I
not...
like it.
Shh, listen. Do you hear them? The stars. They're whispering. So quiet, and yet so loud.
What are they whispering about? Are they spreading rumors about us?
I shouldn't think they concern themselves with such insignificance. We are but specks of dust, you and I.
Mm-hmm. Could this speck of dust start by telling me his name?
You find yourself standing in the astronomy tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Seems like this tower belongs to the Pointers, and the other one belongs to the Fellows.
Well observed, my dear. Tangle Tower is something of a duality, as it happens. Meaningless boundaries, really. They exist only in our minds.
Helpful.
Me? Not much to say. Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And of course, father to my precious Poppy.
And a professional astronomer?
Oh no, that's just a little hobby. I mean, yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
Just a little hobby.
Sounds like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh dear me, no. My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial return, nor would I expect it to. I am nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos, working to translate its message so that I may share it with the world.
Cool. Tell the cosmos I say hi.
The day began as any other, with blissful, unremarkable routine. I took my usual morning walk around the gardens. Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I didn't bother them, of course. I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden. It's a favorite spot of mine. Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
For how long?
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you see anything?
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the astronomy tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite. Normally, I would be the last to find out about such a thing. But a curious tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening. The day began as any other. I took Penelope and I sat eventually.
Did you use your
telescope?
For how long?
Did you see anything?
No actual discovery.
So you were all alone.
Must have been quite. But I was at my telescope for the majority of the evening. But at one point, I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever, then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that. A listless soul drifting through the ether.
What's wrong with her?
Not sure. She's always been troubled. Comes from a dysfunctional family. I'd say you could ask her about it, but I think you might find that to be a bit of a dead end. He should learn to make the most of his lot in life. And he does have a lot in life.
You're talking about money?
Among other things, but yes, he currently has agency over a small fortune. That is, if he hasn't already squandered it or lost it.
You two don't get on?
Oh no, we're the best of friends. Ah yes, the heiress of Tangle Tower. Goodness knows what'll happen when she takes charge. I dare say she'll confiscate my telescope and replace it with a microscope.
She doesn't seem to be the type to impress her will on others.
Still, keep an eye on her. Dangerously intelligent, that one.
You sound jealous. Wait, are you two science rivals?
Oh no, we operate on very different wavelengths. Literally. Hard to read, that one, but she seems to know what she's doing.
She's kind of mean.
You know, I simply assumed all detectives were sharp, rigorous, and thorough. Then, of course, I met you. Nobody could deny her talent. She was remarkable, artistically gifted, but also highly intelligent.
Those two things aren't mutually exclusive, you know.
Was she ever interested in astronomy?
I don't think she was. The fault may well lie with me for failing to inspire her. But I think she was captivated by more tangible things here on Earth. My daughter loved her. Fiona, too. That said, in the last year or so, more and more I've begun to notice her by herself, wandering the gardens at the most peculiar hours. She must have explored every inch of the grounds 100 times over. Quite a restless spirit, I think. I'm surprised she chose to live at Tangle Tower as long as she did. What do you want me to say? He's the gardener.
He's a member of the family.
Yeah, but not the Pointer family.
What happened to his parents, do you know?
His father, Flint, is Felix's brother. Strange man. Don't think anybody knows what happened to him, but he certainly doesn't live here anymore.
What about his mother?
Emily? I've not met her. She never actually married into the fellow family. Her relationship with Flint was, it was short-lived. I don't especially want to talk about myself. Introspection often leads to vanity.
Wait, does it?
Why don't we discuss the moons of Jupiter instead?
I'm not sure if we have time. Aren't there like 10 of them?
83.
Yeah, we don't have time.
My Poppy, my pride and joy. Exceptionally talented pianist from a young age. Hold on. Why is she on your list of suspects?
Because she's a suspect.
Oh no, I can personally vouch for her innocence. She'd never... Well, the truth is, she loved Freya very dearly.
If you don't mind me asking, what happened to Poppy's mother?
Primrose? She was Flora's sister, a Remington by birth. The playing field has never really been even since she left.
Where did she go?
Away. She went away.
So which one is Tangle Tower?
What's that?
There are two towers, right? Flora's tower and your astronomy tower.
Neither? Truly, I have no idea. You'd have to ask Flora.
She named the house?
The whole thing is a result of her squabbling with her family.
With Felix, you mean? Her husband?
No, her brother and sister, and her father. The Remington family was a rather tumultuous little unit, you see. I don't think Flora has spoken with any of them in over a decade. Not exactly a wealth of information, is it?
It's enough.
Isn't the process of decay fascinating?
It's not really decaying. It's plastic.
It's becoming one with nature, all the same. A very old statue indeed. I'd recommend you leave it well alone. The poor fellow's in bad enough shape as it is. Here's a thought. Do you suppose the paintbrush could be the murder weapon? After all, it was found at the scene, right next to Freya's body.
I guess it's possible.
I find that painting to be in rather bad taste.
Oh, yeah?
The knife with real blood on it? The whole thing is rather vulgar. What's this?
It looks like it might be a telescope. Thought you might know something about it.
Well, it certainly is a telescope. It has a part there to screw onto a tripod, you see. It's rather small, though. I'm not sure you could see many stars with it.
No, probably not.
Oh, you found a murder weapon?
Steady on. It's just a gardening trowel.
Looks like a weapon to me. Is this important?
Possibly.
Pointer property originally, purloined by the fellows. Typical. I haven't seen that tape for a long time. Who broke it?
No idea.
Ah, well, possessions are fleeting, my friends. Curious little thing, isn't it? Do you know what she keeps in there?
Nothing. At the moment. It was empty when we opened it.
How bizarre.
Can't a woman keep an empty egg in her room?
This is supposed to be Felix, is it?
I think so.
I see he's afforded himself considerable artistic license. Fitz seems rather keen to grow things like this in his greenhouse, doesn't he?
What's wrong with that?
Well, you can't eat it. Makes you wonder why he bothers at all. What a precious photograph. She hasn't changed a bit, has she?
Who?
Oh, if you don't know, perhaps I don't either. Freya was well acquainted with the abstract, I'll say that much.
What does it look like to you?
To me, it's a big, red thing.
What a fascinating interpretation.
He's right, though. It is a big red thing.
It's a chart of the solar system. Which planet are you from?
You know, I've always wanted one. I would look at it.
Wait a minute. Earth in the middle. How old is this thing? Nothing.
So there are two ways to move the shadows. Rotate the planets and rotate the sun.
Just gonna rest my brain.
I would look at it.
Nothing.
So there are two ways to move the shuttle. Rotate the planets and rotate.
I got it.
I'm impressed. Did you hear that? Something unlocked.
There's a little hatch underneath?
A bunch of paper. Looks like somebody's research.
There's something about Hawkshaw's handheld something.
Let's ask her about it.
This little microscope thing? You said you used it to search the greenhouse.
And this would make perfect sense, if you knew what my client had asked me to find. Of course, I still have no intention of disclosing that information.
You're such a tease, Hawkshaw. Don't worry, we already worked out what you're searching for.
You're not as hopeless as you look.
Thanks.
So, that's what you were looking for in the greenhouse? This beetle?
Surely even you can understand the logic of it. The greenhouse is home to a great many insects. The gardener could have easily kept the beetle hidden in there.
Well, Fitz said you questioned him, but didn't actually search the greenhouse.
He's not exactly the type to appreciate subtlety. He simply didn't notice that I was using my microscope.
What do you reckon, Grimoire?
I know for a fact she didn't use the microscope in the greenhouse. Hawkshaw doesn't know how to use it.
You sure about that?
Not entirely. I know for a fact she didn't use the microscope in the greenhouse. It's not a microscope at all.
All of a sudden, Detective Grimoire is some kind of expert on microscopes.
Fake glass lens is made entirely out of the handheld microscope, so Fifi stole it. Nope. A telescopic lens, according to Fifi, uses a magnifying glass, so Hawkshaw lied about it. That's not right. fake glass lens was created by Fifi to use a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw lied about it. That's not right either. A fake glass lens was created by Fifi to use a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw lied about it. That's not right either. A fake glass lens, according to Hawkshaw, uses a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw lied about it. That's not right either. A fake glass lens, according to Hawkshaw, uses a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw lied about it. That's not right either. The handheld microscope, according to Hawkshaw, uses a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw lied about it. Almost. Maybe just change one thing. The handheld microscope, according to Hawkshaw, uses a telescopic lens, which makes it the murder weapon. That's not right either. The handheld microscope, according to Hawkshaw, uses a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw stole it. That's not right either. The handheld microscope, according to Hawkshaw, uses a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw was honest. That's not right either. handheld microscope is a part of a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw was honest. That's not right either. The handheld microscope is made entirely out of a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw was honest. That's not right either. The handheld microscope was created by Fifi to use a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw was honest. That's not right either. The handheld microscope, according to Fifi, uses a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw was honest. Almost. Maybe just change one thing. The handheld microscope, according to Fifi, uses a telescopic lens, so Fifi stole it. Almost. Maybe just change one. The handheld microscope, according to Fifi, uses a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw lied about it. I'm inclined to believe Fifi when it comes to stuff like this.
Hawkshaw, why did you lie about owning a telescope?
When you were a child, what did you aspire to become?
A detective? Naturally.
Emperor of the Galaxy?
I wanted to be an astronomer.
Really?
I harbored a desire to understand the secrets of the wider universe. A fool's errand, to be sure, but a seductive one. At 15, I decided instead to apply my intelligence to the world around me, and so I became a detective. But the yearning for elusive knowledge is a powerful force. I tried to keep it with me.
Sorry, but we're way off track. What's the deal with the little telescope?
A memento from my childhood. Little more than a toy.
Why did you bring it with you?
When I discovered that it was Professor Pointer who had hired me, I dared to consider it something of a planetary alignment. I had hoped he might sign my telescope. An extremely childish indulgence, I admit.
I never would have guessed.
Hold on. You're admitting you didn't use it in the greenhouse then?
Correct. As it happens, I have no need to search the greenhouse to such a degree. Professor Pointer doesn't consider the gardener a suspect in our theft investigation.
So, who is your suspect?
Things have become complicated. My lead suspect is your murder victim,